Phew, I barely made it in here before it really started pouring. Yes, table for one, please. Dear Diary, it seems that the rainy season is upon us once more. Work has been a little slow the past few days. Pearl and I have had the chance to go home earlier, especially since outdoor turf wars have been prohibited until the weather clears up for good. A handful of the indoor stages like Gobi Arena are still game, no pun intended, but that only leaves 8 available venues out of 23. As one could imagine, the first weeks of June were hectic with long lines to sign up and extended wait times. We have to wear protective clothing if venturing out into a storm. Lately though, the chaos has dwindled down somewhat, and Deca Tower is about as quiet as the final hours of a Splatfest night. Today's been a calm Sunday, and I'm about to do some more volunteer work for the first time in a while. Saying that brings back so many memories. I remember doing community service when I first arrived in Inkopolis years ago, just to give back to my new home. And I remember Pearl's look of confusion when I first introduced the idea to her.
You want to do what?
You've really only
Been here for like a month.
That's right. I'd only been in Inkopolis a month, but thanks to Pearl, I knew enough street lingo to get around. The only problem that made me nervous was whether or not the citizens would notice that I was different. Still, I insisted that this was the only way for me to become familiar with the city, and she was able to find me a few gigs. Oh, and then there was my first time running a shift at Grisco. I have to remember to tell that story to the new agent sometime. I could always tell Pearl was amused by my responses and reactions to new things. When we first met, she'd always do that little half smirk that manga characters do when they're trying to look brave. She was brave. She was so very brave. I also remember trying to figure out what would get her to genuinely smile and laugh, like she did when I first asked her to start a band with me. It took some time, but Pearly, you've really changed a lot. I'm becoming too nostalgic. Well, speaking of Pearl, she's actually at a big Hozuki family reunion right now. I felt anxious about going with her, and I know the older folks might pose way too many questions. So, mustering up my courage, I asked if she wouldn't mind me staying behind this one time. Pearl tried really hard not to look disappointed, but it shone through in her eyes almost immediately. When I mentioned her pouty face, she just threw my plush at me.
Shut up. It's fine, alright.
My precious Pearly doesn't like to admit her feelings. Good thing I always write these embarrassing parts in Octarian, in case she ever finds you, Diary. Hey, it looks like the rain is finally letting up now. Luckily, the library is only a short walk from here. I'm really excited to hear about the big translation project going on. Right, I didn't mention it, but Inkopolis Central and Schellendorf Institute began a collaboration of sorts. We seem to have uncovered some texts written in the ancient human language. Maybe I'll get to read one. Now this is going to be my first time reading to little inklings, so wish me luck. Bye for now.
Hello. Welcome to Inkopolis Central Library. How am I to assist you? Is that Marina? Long time no see.
Oh, 8. I didn't know you started working here. Huh. It definitely suits you. How are your English studies going? Oh, and sorry, I guess our old nickname for you kind of stuck.
Do not be be worried. Well, I suppose it is better than my first week on the service. So thank you for everything, Marina. Here is nice.
True that. Or maybe Anglings really are just too oblivious.
That means...
Nothing. And yes, right. I'm here to volunteer for the storytime hour today.
That's on the second floor now. I will show you the way.
She's too adorable. I really appreciate it.
Here we are. I hope you have a joyous experience, Marina.
I'll try to. Wait, before you go, on a scale of 1 to 10, how nervous do I seem?
8?
What? Oh my gosh, you... Well, that actually worked. Come on, let's go do this. Hello. Yes, my name is Marina Ida. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for having me. So, today we're reading what's called a poem. It was written by an extremely gifted person from a long time ago. Are you ready? Life Doesn't Frighten Me at All by Maya Angelou. Life doesn't frighten me at all. Tough guys fight, all alone at night. Life doesn't frighten me at all. Panthers in the park, strangers in the dark. No, they don't frighten me at all. That new classroom where boys all pull my hair, kissy little girls with their hair in curls. They don't frighten me at all. Don't show me frogs and snakes, and listen for my scream. If I'm afraid at all, it's only in my dreams. I've got a magic charm that I keep up my sleeve. I can walk the ocean floor and never have to breathe. Life doesn't frighten me at all. Not at all. Not at all. Life doesn't frighten me at all. It really takes a lot of courage and strength to say those things. What was life like back then, I wonder? Huh? Would I like to come back next week? I'll look up the times when I get home, so we'll... You have a registration form right here. Talk about enthusiasm. I didn't think the session would end like that. I was able to get away. Ouch! I'm sorry. Hello, Agent 4. I'm just reuniting with everybody today, huh? Since Captain Cuttlefish seems to like using code names, I don't think I've ever asked for your real name. Would you mind telling me? Ah, wow, that sounds so nice. I know we haven't spoken much before in the past. So, how have you been? Yeah, me too. I think the rain causes a bit of stress for most of the citizens. But I love the sound of the raindrops on my window. I also love how refreshing the air smells and feels after it passes. It's kind of magical. There's something you want to ask me? Well, sure. Why don't we sit over there for a bit? I'm still waiting for MC Princess, aka Pearl, to text me back. How do I know the Squid Sisters? Well, it's kind of a long story, that one. It's been nearly surreal going from mega fan to close friend. I know you asked first, but Marie might have mentioned that you're a little fond of her. Is that true? Aww, you're saying it's not true? I really thought someone might have a crush. Wait, no! Come back! Didn't you have a question? I won't say anything to Marie, I promise. There, it's alright. Oh? These are just leftover fried schwaffle bits. You can totally have some if you want. No, it's not bribery. Now, what's the question? It's a different one since you were too nervous before. Okay. Oh, wow. How did it feel to leave Octo Canyon behind? I think maybe I can keep the story short, mostly because I get all teary-eyed thinking about those times. How about this? I've always loved music. I loved it even during moments when it was used for all the wrong reasons. I've heard that. You've seen the hypnosis firsthand, haven't you? Depending on how one feels when they write them, songs carry the weight of our emotions. Those emotions are only expressed when listening to the song again. Maybe that's why he was able to. Anyway, you can visit an idealistic future, simply remain in the present, or reminisce on memories from the past. You see, I'm starting with this because my memory of leaving Octo Canyon is one that changed my life forever. I was in a panic upon hearing the so-called heavenly melody, the Calamari Inkantation. It is a melody that holds fast to my spirit. I may never have the same connection that inklings such as yourself have to the song, but there is a certain note that truly calls to me. It freed my mind. I was able to feel my own individual passion for life again. No more thoughts of hatred and revenge clouded my judgment. I saw and heard of the possibility of a brighter future. And up here, I believe that things are different now. Yeah, it's that same Calamari incantation. It really is an incantation. Imagine hearing my shock that those two remixed their national anthem. No wonder it's... What? If you ask me whose voice is my favorite, between Callie or Marie, I'm afraid I can't answer you. Those two. They're in complete harmony, and you just couldn't have one songstress without the other. Looking back, I'm only able to smile and push the tears away thanks to the life I have now. It's almost like the poem I read earlier today. I'm much stronger now. And because of it all, I was able to meet Pearl too. Yeah, I'll be alright. Thank you. I hope that all made sense. Coinky dink, I think that might be Pearl. Excuse me for a sec. The cafe is okay. And send. I really enjoyed your company, but it looks like it's time to part ways then. I'll see you around, hopefully. It has been a while since our first anniversary party. Sounds good. Until then, don't get cooked and stay off the hook. Goodbye, friend.